The pick is in.
The New York Islanders have made their second pick in the 2025 NHL Draft. I'm Rachel Donner, joined now by Gil Martin of Locked On Islanders, and the New York Islanders have selected Viktor Eklund with the 16th overall pick. Gil, I think it was a surprise to everybody that he was still available at 16.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, most experts had him near, 8th, 9th, 10th, something in that range. Good family, William Eklund's brother. So, certainly good gene pool there. And I think skating more than anything is what separates him from a lot of the other players in this draft.
Yeah, his skating is definitely a standout skill of his, but he does play very well for his quote unquote smaller size at 5'11", which I still can't believe is considered smaller here. But I think him having already had some significant experience in the Swedish league is going to be a lot of extra skill to bring to the Islanders, right?
Absolutely. I mean, he's been playing against men, not in juniors at that level. So he's proven despite his small size, and the 5'11" doesn't bother me. It's the 161 pounds that may be a concern at this point. But with his speed and his skating ability, you can't hit what you can't catch. And he does a pretty good job of avoiding contact and making plays.
He does, and he is not afraid to forecheck, even given his smaller frame. And I think your point about his skating skill, giving him the ability to find those open spaces and then ultimately create plays.
Yeah, and I love his effort. He just has a tenacity that, you don't always expect in a quote unquote smaller player. A lot of scouts project him as a top line winger, which would be a fantastic, thing for the Islanders to get, a top pair defenseman and a top line winger in the first round this year. Obviously going to take him some time, but you got to be happy with this kind of a pickup.
Yeah, I mean, I would think he'll be a middle sixer at this point. I think given his size and, the unknown about can he fill out, I definitely think he'll be a solid NHL player. I think middle six is kind of more where he'll end up. But what do you see as path to the New York Islanders?
I'd say we're probably looking 2 to 3 years for him to come to the island, but he definitely fills a need. I mean, wing right now is probably the weakest area of the Islanders' overall talent pool, from the NHL all the way through the prospects. So to add a potential top 6 winger is a very good thing.
Yeah, I would think so. And for more on Viktor Eklund, here's Locked On NHL Prospects.
Is Viktor Eklund an even better draft-eligible player than his older brother William was a few years ago? I'm Sebastian High from Locked On NHL Prospects, ready to give you a breakdown of his game. Viktor Eklund is a 5'11", 170-pound right-shot left winger who's been playing against pro competition for well over a year at this point in Sweden with Djurgårdens IF. He played a massive role in getting them promoted to the SHL this season alongside high-end talent Anton Frondell, and he scored 19 goals and 31 points in 42 games this campaign, alongside 37 penalty minutes. He's a very intense, pacey winger who gets to the middle of the ice and makes his teammates' lives significantly easier. Think of him as a spark plug player in the mold of Travis Konechny and Seth Jarvis, who could be playing NHL minutes in 2 or 3 years' time. For more on Eklund and all things NHL Draft, make sure to follow us at Locked On NHL Prospects on YouTube or wherever you find your podcast.
And for continued coverage of Viktor Eklund and the rest of the Islanders picks in this year's draft, check out Locked On Islanders on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.